Hello children, today we will start with the new chapter acid, base and salts. Electricity is completed and now this is the new chapter in chemistry. So first of all we should know that all the compounds, they are divided into three categories depending upon their properties, and these categories are acids, bases and salts. In brief, we will take one by one. What are acids? You can see in this picture. Now first of all I should let you know some of the examples of acids. These are the common examples. You know them from 9th or before that also. HCl, hydrochloric acid, H2SO4, sulfuric acid, HNO3, nitric acid and acetic acid, lactic acid and so on. So many acids you know, but they have one thing in common. All have this hydrogen or H. So this is how the acids are. Now how can we define acid? Acids are the compounds which dissociates or ionize in aqueous solution and give hydrogen ion in the solution. This hydrogen ion is given by all the acids in aqueous solution. This is the correct definition of acids. So in here you can see this is ionization of HCl. Hydrochloric acid, this is H cation and this is chloride anion in water. So these are acids. What are bases? This is base in water. Bases are of two types. One are simple bases which are insoluble in water, and second are alkalis. So what is the difference between alkalis and bases? Bases do not dissolve in water and alkalis, they dissolve in water. This is the only difference. It means all the alkalis are bases but all the bases are not alkalis. So the example of bases are, they are the oxides of metals or even hydroxides of metals like calcium oxide, zinc oxide, copper oxide. These are calcium hydroxide. These are some of the examples of bases. And what are alkalis? Two most important alkalis are sodium hydroxide and potassium hydroxide. They dissolve in water and they give OH ion. So what should be the definition of bases? Here we can see NaOH is the base. So this is Na cation or the metal part, OH anion or the hydroxyl part. In water, this NaOH alkali, it dissociates into cation and anion. So this is alkali. And the definition of bases is they neutralize acids to form salt and water. This is the correct definition, that they combine with acids to form salt and water. The hydrogen of acid is replaced by some cation. This cation may be metallic cation or non-metallic cation. Do you know what is non-metallic cation? Hydrogen is non-metal and it forms cation. So bases are which form salts and water and only water with acids. This is the simple definition. And second is they always do not produce hydroxyl ion in water. That is, it is not necessary that all the bases they produce hydroxyl ion in water when they dissociate. But it is mandatory that all the acids should produce hydrogen ion. But all the bases they are not producing OH or hydroxyl ion. So this is about the base. Acids are sour in taste and they are corrosive. Bases, they are bitter in taste. They are also corrosive and they have, by touch, they look like soapy. They are slippery or soapy, and so this is In brief, in a single line, they are base. Now what is salt? Salt is, as I have just told, they are formed by the combination of acid and base. And this reaction is known as neutralization reaction. When acid and base, they combine together, the hydrogen of acid, it is replaced by the cation of base. And a salt is formed and water is formed. When only water and salt are formed, then this is the neutralization reaction. And these salts, they are ionic compounds. They dissociate in water and forms cations and anions. They can conduct electricity also. So alkalis, they form OH, and only simple bases, they do not form OH in water. This is single liners for acid, bases and salts. Now we should know how can we differentiate between acids and base. To know this, we have certain compounds, certain substances which are known as indicators. They indicate whether a compound is an acid or a base. So these indicators, I have formed a table here. They are of two types. One, they are the seventh one. They are the olfactory. Olfactory means by smell. Olfactory indicators. So by smell, we can say whether a compound is an acid or a base. So under olfactory, we have three: vanilla essence, then onion extract, and then clove oil. These three, they give different smells in acid and base. Normally, when they are neutral, no acid base is put, their smell is normal. Onion will give the smell of onion. Vanilla, you know, in ice creams, vanilla will give the smell of vanilla, and clove oil of the clove. Clove means long, you know, lavang. So, but when acid is put in these three, the smell is as it was, no change in smell. But when bases are put in these extracts, the smell disappears. So we can say that these are olfactory indicators, and we get them from plants. Onion plants, vanilla plant and clove oil, all we get from plants. So this is one type of indicators which are known as olfactory indicators, or the indicators. From smell we can judge whether a compound is acid or base. The second type of indicators, they are the color indicators. They change their color when acid or base are put in them. And these color indicators are also of two types. One are natural and other are synthetic. So natural are lichen, this litmus paper is the natural indicator, and this turmeric, you know, haldi, then red cabbage extract. You know the cabbage, it is in green in color, but nowadays we have red cabbage also. So this will give red extract. Other than turmeric and red cabbage, there are the extracts for some flowers also, like petunia, hydrangea and many more flowers. They give the colored juice, which are also indicator of acid and bases. So these are natural. How many? One is litmus, it is written natural, then turmeric, red cabbage. They are natural color indicators. So we should see what are they doing. Litmus, all of you know, it is produced from a plant known as lichen. Lichen is under Thallophyta. It is a mixture of algae and fungi. I think you know lichen. So lichen is purple in color. When it is neutral, it is purple in color. When acids are put on the paper which is impregnated with this litmus dye, it is a color, then acids become red, but the bases become blue. You can see one thing here, in acids red, red and red. All are red, and other than the red there is no change. So it is very easy to remember that acids give red color with all indicators, or they are not giving any color. There is no change in color. So with litmus paper it is purple in color. When it is neutral, this color purple becomes red with acid, and this becomes blue with base. So this is the first most important and most easily available color indicator, which is a natural color indicator. The second two important are, which we used in labs, methyl orange and phenolphthalein. This L is silent here, so we pronounce it like phenolphthalein. Phenolphthalein. So methyl orange, it is a dye or a synthetic indicator. Phenolphthalein also a synthetic indicator. Here I have written synthetic indicator both. What they are doing? Methyl orange, as the name indicates, the natural color or the neutral color is orange. Because it is methyl orange, it is orange in color. With acid, this changes to red. And with base, it changes to yellow. So we can very easily say which compound is acid and which compound is basic. So methyl orange, a synthetic indicator, color indicator, can tell us which is acidic or which is basic. Now the next one, phenolphthalein. Phenolphthalein is also a colored indicator, and in its neutral or natural condition, it is colorless. Like water, it has no color or colorless. When acid is put in phenolphthalein, no change is there. The same colorless solution will be there, but 1 or 2 drops of base convert it into bright pink color, like the magenta, baby pink. The pink color is formed with base in phenolphthalein, and it is also a synthetic indicator. So this phenolphthalein, methylene, they both are synthetic and are very important to test the acidity or basicity of the compounds. The last one here, it is universal indicator. It is most important, and by this universal indicator we can even know approximately the strength of acid or base. How much strong is the acid, how much strong is the base. So these 4, litmus, methyl orange, phenolphthalein and universal indicator, these 4 are very important, and these are also important, and you know about them. Now coming to the universal indicator, as the name indicates, it can test all the acids and bases. And what is this? This universal indicator is the mixture of many colored dyes. Many colors, many colored dyes or many chemicals, they are mixed together to form this universal indicator. And it gives different range of colors with different acids or bases. And by this range, we can know whether it is a base and what is its strength. If it is an acid, and what is its strength. So I can tell you, suppose this is, I have drawn here universal indicator. Suppose this is the strip of universal indicator, and we have these different colors on this strip. A color chart, it comes with this universal indicator, and we can tally our color with this color chart. This color chart it is like a Vibgyor. All of you know Vibgyor. From this side, this is violet, indigo, blue, green, yellow, orange and red. Like this, these colors are graded on the strip or the color chart of this indicator. And this green, it has 7 pH. That is, it is neutral of water. And on this side, as we go on this side, it is 7 to 14. That is, it is alkali side. And on this side, it is acidic side. This is the most alkaline 14 and 0 is most acidic. So this universal indicator, it gives an approximation of the strength of acid or base. This strength of acid is known as pH or power of hydrogen ion. So this is about universal indicator. It is green in color in neutral condition. With acid, again it is red, yellow. On this side, yellow, orange, red. So according to the strength, it may be yellow, it may be orange, or it may be red. And with base, it is blue-violet. With respect to strength, it may be violet, indigo, or blue. So this universal indicator, it gives blue-violet color with base and red-yellow color with acid. So this is universal indicator. Now coming to the next topic, and that is pH. What is this pH? pH of acid or pH of base. P is written in small and H is written in capital. So this P in German, it is the word potence. Potence means power or strength. Power of hydrogen ion is pH. We should know in acid the hydrogen ion is dissociated in aqueous solution. So we should know what is the power of this hydrogen ion. So what is pH? pH is a scale, a simple scale from 0 to 14. It is a simple scale numbering from 0 to 14. It has no units. 0 is the maximum acidic, 14 is the maximum basic. No units are there. And what are the other properties of this pH? One, it is the potence of hydrogen ion or the power of hydrogen ion. The second is it is a scale. Third, the numbering in from 0 to 14, no unit. And then this pH is inversely proportional to hydrogen ion concentration. What does it mean? More hydrogen ion, less pH. Less hydrogen ion, more pH. We can see by this picture here, it is a picture showing the pH scale. So from 0, this is the middle one, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 and 14. Like this pH scale is marked. So you can see on this side, this is the H ion concentration. So this is the maximum concentration of H ion on this side and the pH is 0. As we go from the right side, the pH increases to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 7 is the middle one and it is neutral. So in the middle, OH and H both are equal, 7 is neutral. Now the H ion concentration, it is decreasing and OH is increasing. Here the OH is minimum, here the OH is maximum and 14 OH is maximum. So we can say from 7 to 14 they are bases or alkalis. From 0 to 7 they are acids. And the most strong acid is having 0 or 1 and most strong base is having 13 or 14. The strongest bases are sodium hydroxide and potassium hydroxide and the strongest acids are hydrochloric, sulfuric, nitric acids and weaker acids, those are somewhere either here 4, 5, 6 like the acetic acid or carbonic acid. So this is in this way, this is the pH scale and this pH can accurately be calculated by a meter known as pH meter. But by universal indicator also we can have an approximate idea of pH of compound. But accurately we can measure only with pH meter. So this is about the pH and I have written here 3 points for neutral pH or for neutral solution. Hydrogen ion and hydroxyl ion, they should be equal in number, and then the pH will be 7. Here as of water. Pure water is neutral, so its pH is 7, where H and OH ion are equal in number. Now the second is, for a basic solution, what should be there? Hydrogen should be more than OH. Then the pH will be from 7 to 14. Here you can see hydrogen are for less, not more, sorry. Hydrogen should be less than OH. As we go this side, the hydrogen is decreasing and hydroxyl is increasing. So, and this is basic side and this is acidic side. This is acidic. This is neutral, this is basic, this is acidic. So, for basic, hydrogen should be less than hydroxyl and pH will be 7 to 14. For acidic, hydrogen should be more than hydroxyl and pH should be 0 to 7, or we can say 7 to 0. So here maximum H is there, here maximum OH is there. So this is about pH. So in brief, we know what are acid, base and salts and how they can be distinguished with one another with the help of these indicators. In the next video, this is part 1, and in the next video we will take acid, bases and salts one by one in detail. This is all. Thank you.